Welcome to the Emily and Kevarella podcast.
We're the best friends you didn't know you needed.
But now you can't live without. Well, we just want to thank our listeners, of course, every week, always pulling through.
Always pushing through. Yes, I want to thank our listeners. We are a fairly new podcast, actually a very new podcast. And we're gaining subscribers little by little. And we love your comments. And we encourage you to keep dropping them for us and giving us topics.
Yes, and we even if you don't comment on YouTube or email us at all, we are getting reach. You guys do reach out to us personally, and you'll mention how you feel about something and thank us for mentioning it.
Yes, EmilyKevarella@gmail.com.
Yes, if you guys want to go ahead and send us there. Also, we are on Twitter, as well as if you're ever on the go and you can't pull up YouTube, take a look at us there.
Yes, and we are on a few different platforms now, including Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcast, Anchor, and there's a couple more as well.
Pretty much anywhere you go.
Yeah. So I hope you guys are doing well. We're having a pretty good week ourselves.
Yeah, we're having a great week. Emily went away last weekend. She spent some beach time with her girls.
I did. It was a good time. I'm a little sunburned.
Got
that Fire Island tan.
It looks great though.
Thank you.
We're gonna start recording ourselves soon, so that way you guys can see us in person on YouTube, and we look forward to getting that set up rolling.
All right, guys. So today, let's dive in. We're going to be talking about cancel culture. And then we're going to play a ridiculous game of Mad Libs, and you guys do not want to miss that. So keep watching.
Stay to the end, and please, if you guys would press the subscribe button on either where.
If you like us, click that like button.
Yes, and turn on notifications so that way you always get information when we are posting. Now, we do want to just talk a little bit on what cancel culture is.
Absolutely. So cancel culture is the practice of no longer supporting people, especially celebrities or products that are regarded as unacceptable and problematic. And I can't help but think that 2020 is the year of cancel culture.
Oh my gosh, for sure. It's been so crazy, everything that's come out with just this year. Within the last 2 years, I feel like it's accelerated to where people are being more accountable for things that they've said in the past and things that they still say. Because even to this day, people aren't mindful of what they're posting on social media and on the internet.
Yeah.
And still, even when somebody gets canceled, that person will sometimes be like, well, I don't really care. And it's kind of sad.
Or it's also sad when people really have changed and like they disagree with their former selves, and then this stuff still comes out. So in that sense, I feel like it's not always fair. But overall, I would say I'm pro cancel culture.
I am too, for the most part, because sometimes you really do have to tell people what's right and what's wrong. And as a community, even certain communities, not a big amount, will come after a certain person, and it will still make a wave. And sometimes that person will change because of it.
Absolutely. And I think we've seen a really big impact of cancel culture in the Me Too movement and the fall of individuals like R. Kelly and Harvey Weinstein, and even now Jeffree Star.
Yeah, it's crazy because with Jeffree Star personally, we've grown up with Jeffree Star.
I met him once at Warped Tour.
I met him like 7 to 8 times between like Warped Tour and Bamboozle, back between when we were like kids, like 2007
2006 to between 2011.
Yeah, I remember one time
ago
I went to like a Warped Tour in New York, and then the following day I went to one in New Jersey, and I met Jeffree Star both times, and he would always sign everything I would give him and was always so kind and will remember me. And it's crazy because a lot of the things that he's been spoken out about now, he was doing back when I was meeting him, but I wasn't aware.
Yeah, like for example, if you don't know, Jeffree Star apparently had a brand called Lipstick Nazi, and the packaging on that brand displayed swastikas on it, and I had no idea
No,
about that.
I didn't. I never saw that, and I just thought it was this gender bent
Yeah,
person that I was
he was
really
making music at the
yes.
time, and it was kind of good.
I bought the albums. I was you bought you had the sweatshirt.
But we don't approve
No.
of racist things that he said and of that brand. After finding out about that, it was pretty shocking.
Mm-hmm.
And his associations and affiliations with people like Shane Dawson
Yeah,
are super problematic.
it's true.
So yeah, Jeffrey's canceled.
Yeah, I hate
I
to
hate to say it, yeah.
but I won't support his products anymore. That's another thing leading back to what what the definition is. I just can't see myself spending the money on those things any longer.
Yeah. One thing that's canceled for me is Chick-fil-A.
Oh my gosh, and you love Chick-fil-A.
I loved Chick-fil-A. Now we know that they have a history of being anti-LGBT, but for a while they were stepping back from that and trying to not be affiliated with that anymore. So, I had some waffle fries and some chicken sandwiches, but it seems like they're just never going to stop donating to these anti-LGBT organizations. So they're canceled for me.
It's true, and it's sad because I remember even back in 2013, I was working for Disney, and you got like 50% off of food. You got so much free food by working for Disney at Chick-fil-A.
Really?
Yeah, I remember you like show your Disney card and you got like an extra chicken sandwich or fries. It was like really awesome. So I remember we would get it a lot, and it was good food. And I thought they were changing. I thought they were putting their best foot forward. But then just recently, within the last couple months, they donated, and it's like, sorry, you're trash in my book.
Yeah.
Now, Emily, something that happens a lot is comedians, and as a comedian yourself, how do you feel about it?
Well, I know that most comedians are very anti cancel culture and that they don't want to be held accountable for the things that they say, but I disagree because I really don't find it hard at all to be funny without being bigoted or extremely offensive.
It's true.
And it's not that difficult. So, I mean, for example, Kevin Hart a few years ago made some homophobic remarks and got removed from hosting the Oscars. And it just reminded me of this Eddie Murphy special that I watched in 1983. He made these jokes about AIDS and about gay people that were so ignorant and so disgusting within like the first 5 minutes of the special that I had to shut it off. And I like really never looked at him the same after that. And yes, I know it was a different time, but I still don't see that as an excuse because people like my mom and other people that are older that I know were close friends with gay people back then and had friends who died of AIDS. And it wasn't funny then, and it's not funny now.
It's true. And like, even those aren't joking matters when people are dying. And something that a show that me and Emily really like to watch is a show called Pose. It's on Netflix right now.
Pose is so good, guys.
And, I'm so mad about this. Season 3 is not finished yet
because of
hopefully
COVID.
We get it.
Got put off.
But honestly, it really makes you see stories firsthand and get feels about things happening in AIDS.
And Pose is about the ballroom culture in the late 80s and early 90s in New York City, which is a subgroup of gay culture back then, mostly with people of color, and it involved fashion and dance, and it's where voguing came from. And Pose captures what that time period really, really well, and like you get really invested in these characters and really feel for them. And I think that if you want to learn more about the AIDS crisis, you should really watch this show.
It's really true.
Yeah.
And it's hard because you see it from them firsthand. And even sometimes two main characters were talking to each other and they were both at a funeral and they even made a little bit of a joke about it
because they had AIDS themselves.
Yeah. And they were like, how many funerals have you gone to? One was like 400 and something, and the other one was like oh, I went to 200 something, and they're like, well, if you get to 500, you win a free toaster, and it was like, and then it was a laugh, and then
Yeah.
back to seriousness.
Yeah. It's sad.
It is. Shouldn't have gone down that path, but it is tough.
So yeah, back to cancel culture. So people want to excuse like, oh, it was a different time. I call BS on that.
Yeah, me too. It because it was still seriousness, and that you should never make a joke about it.
And racism was wrong back then.
Yes,
and it's fucking wrong now.
It's true, and now, like really, right now, minorities are speaking up more. They are becoming more
of a powerful influence.
Yes.
And in the media.
It's true, and it needs to happen. And with until things are better and a little more equal, it's still going to keep happening, and it's not a joking matter because this is serious. And people who speak bad about it should get canceled.
Bad about like the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And people who don't get it and people who speak against it should definitely get canceled, and until they learn.
I think the problem is a lack of empathy overall. I think there are too many people who only want a society for people like themselves to succeed.
It's true.
And they don't care about the betterment of society overall. So they don't care if what they say or what they do offends others because it doesn't affect them. And I think that that's a really selfish mentality, and that's toxic, and that needs to change. So that's why I am like pro cancel culture.
Me too. It's very sometimes not like black or white, because it's something might happen and you're like, should I cancel it? Like, for instance, James Charles last year.
Yes.
When that first came out, everybody, even without
what happened
facts,
exactly,
literally people were coming out against James Charles because they were calling him pretty much a pedophile. They said that he was like coming after
sexual predator.
Yeah, sexual predator coming after like younger guys or like straight guys, and just throwing allegations at him. Everyone's like, cancel, unsubscribe, throwing out his makeup palette.
He lost millions of subscribers.
I think like 4 million like a week or two.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. And then once James Charles cleared his name and everyone else was like, wait, James Charles really didn't do anything, he bounced back. And then you really can't just jump to conclusions right away, because then he literally wasn't canceled anymore. He was uncanceled.
There are cases like, and you really have to look into things like there is a problem with cancel culture that people just jump to conclusions without looking into it before deciding to cancel something.
It's true. But there are certain things that happen that most of the world, when they see something terrible happen, like Harvey Weinstein or things of that culture, they say, nope, that's terrible, that's canceled, and pretty much everybody cancels them.
I think people were genuinely shocked.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true, because you think like a producer, everything is behind the scenes with movies. You don't really, even when you're watching movies, you don't think about who's in the background and who's paying for it. You just watch a movie.
And sexism in the entertainment industry was so normalized. Like, oh, who'd you blow to get that gig? That just was seen as like normal.
Yeah, it was. I was like, oh, who? It's crazy, because now we've evolved so much from when we were kids and everything.
Right, like women don't have to do that anymore.
It's true. And if something does, and now allegations will come out, and people gotta watch their back who have done the wrong.
So what are your closing thoughts?
My closing thoughts is, cancel culture exists because some things need to be put in line, but always don't always jump to every conclusion, but if it's wrong, it's wrong. What are yours?
Well, yeah, I am for cancel culture. I am for accountability, and I do see it as a form of activism. but do your research.
Exactly. I feel it 100%. So,
all right. So should we get to the game?
Yeah. So now we're gonna do a Mad Lib. Emily is gonna ask me some things, and then she'll read it with the end result.
All right. So name a relative.
Steven.
So that's your brother.
Oh.
Okay. Person in the room, male. There are none. A noun.
A noun. Let me see. Large.
I'm gonna put Boy George as our male person. Adjective.
Church.
That's not an adjective. It's a word that describes something.
Oh my gosh.
Like ugly, stupid, like.
Oh, duh. Harry.
Okay, let's go on. School.
School. Sachem East.
A verb ending in ing.
Jumping.
A plural noun.
Let me see. Houses.
Type of game.
Tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe. Adjective.
Long.
Plural noun.
Let's see. Cars.
Same noun, singular, so car. Adjective.
Let's see. Curious.
Adjective.
Hot.
Animal.
Cat.
Animal.
Elephant.
Crap, I spelled it wrong. Noun.
Let's see. Horses.
Horse. Adjective.
There's a lot of these, dang.
We're almost done. Come on.
Okay. Sorry. Clean.
Noun.
Let's see. Another noun. Pool.
An adjective.
Adjective. Bright.
A noun.
A noun. Table.
And that's it.
All right. Let's see.
All right. Let's see this story. This is called Letter of Recommendation. Dear Director, I would like to recommend my brother, Boy George, for the job of assistant. Large in your Harry camp. He has just graduated from Sachem East and has a degree in jumping. He has had experience teaching houses how to play tic-tac-toe. He is ambitious and long. So am I.
I heard that.
During school vacations, he used to work delivering for Cars, our neighborhood car store. He is a loyal and curious person and will make a very hot counselor. Because he will work like a cat and he is as smart as an elephant. He is also as honest as a horse is long. I promise you that this clean pool will make a very bright counselor for your table.
Oh my god.
What the fuck was that?
Well then, I used to love Mad Libs. That was fun.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to stay positive
and keep it fierce.
Until next time, I'm Emily.
And I'm Kevin. Stay safe.